Eurovision 2026 rehearsals are officially underway. We've got tables, fire, eclipses, and some seriously bold staging choices. These are the first rehearsal descriptions from day 4 with Ukraine, Australia, Latvia, Denmark, Cyprus, Norway, Albania, Malta. And here's what actually matters. Let's get into it. Cyprus might have the most extra prop we've seen so far. This is built entirely around a massive table, and I mean massive. Antigone and the 4 dancers use it as a full catwalk with choreo on top, including chairs, plates, and a big glowing LED runner that drives the big "you want more" moment. Then it opens up into the full stage with heavy pyro, way more than you expect for this kind of song. Compared to expectations, this is a big scale up of the table concept. It's not just a gimmick, it's the whole performance, much more ambitious and dynamic. This feels like an upgrade. It's bold, it's memorable, and visually very clear. With the staging, they've really created a big moment potential. This stands out. Latvia went with approach. If it worked before, don't touch it. This is very close to the Supernova performance. Same concept, same feel. They've just scaled it up. More gems on the outfit, more glass elements on the stage. This just feels bigger and sharper. The changes here are subtle but smart. It's essentially a polished version of what already worked before. This is safe, but in a good way. They're not fixing what's not broken. I do worry that this song needed more of a reinvention because it's not looking too bright for Latvia at the moment, but hopefully this is still effective enough. Denmark has literally put this in a box again because the box staging is back and basically untouched. They've literally transported the box from Denmark to Vienna. Inside, it builds with intense red light, strong choreo, and a clear sense of pressure and heat. Then it breaks out into storm visuals and finishes with full fire graphics. Here, very little has changed structurally, but the lighting, the intensity, the whole stage scaling has been pushed up. This feels like a controlled upgrade. Same concept, just bigger and more intense. And they had one of the strongest stagings coming into the season, so this is reliable and impactful. This should land. Australia is going full spectacle. This is all about light, shadow, sparkle, eclipse. The staging evolves from a moon-like atmosphere to a sun-driven climax, with constant shimmering visuals across the floor and the screens. Delta is center stage in a crystal-heavy gown with a harpist adding a live orchestral feel. Compared to what we expected, this leans even harder into the concept. More theatrical, more polished, and building up to a unique pyro moment that we haven't seen before. This feels ambitious and high concept. If the final moment lands, this could be huge. Ukraine, on the other hand, is going for emotion rather than spectacle. This starts very minimal. Leleka walking a white catwalk towards a live bandura player, grounding the performance in Ukrainian culture. Then it strips back even further into darkness before rebuilding again with color and emotion, ending in dramatic red visuals like a closing curtain. This is a clear shift from Vidbeer, more structured, more visual storytelling, and more focus on staging transitions. It's riskier, it's even more an artistic take. This one could be very powerful if it connects. I think this is definitely a dark horse, one to watch. Albania is all about emotion and storytelling. It starts with Alice alone, down on his knees on a smoky, dark stage before rising, immediately setting a dark, heavy tone. The visuals do a lot of work here, showing mothers waiting, some in traditional dresses, whilst their sons appear in contrast, almost responding to them through the screens. What's new here is how explicit the storytelling is, with subtitles translating the lyrics live, making sure that the message lands fully. This feels like an upgrade, but also a gamble because it's very narrative heavy, so it depends if people connect with that in the moment. If this lands, this could be one of the most emotional performances of the night, and I think that is what is gonna get it through. Malta might also have one of the biggest props this year. Is it too much? Nah. This is quite the switch up from the national final. Aiden performs in and around this huge architectural structure that dominates the stage, transforming at points to a rotating zoetrope with visuals and dancers moving around him. There's a constant sense of motion in Yes, with the epic flurry of the rose petals, all captured with a dynamic Steadicam work, especially a one-shot, whole minute finale shot. Compared to the national final, this is a major upgrade. The core ideas are still there, but everything is much bigger, much more technical, much more immersive. This feels very ambitious and slightly risky. There's a lot going on here, and it all needs to stay controlled. If it all really comes together, this could be a standout visually. Last up, Norway, going full Nordic mystique. This might sound familiar, but the staging leans a lot into atmosphere, dark tones, icy lighting, and a strong, almost ritualistic or animalistic stage presence by the performer. There's a clear focus on mood over movement, with the visuals building around them rather than distracting from the vocals. Compared to the national final, this feels a bit more polished, elevated, but not dramatically different. It's a refinement rather than a reinvention. This is a safe but effective approach. It knows its identity and sticks to it. If the atmosphere translates on screen, this could be quietly powerful. I think this is pretty sure qualifier. So that was your first look at today's rehearsals. And yeah, some of them are really huge, even pushing into the too much territory. But is there something as too much for Eurovision? Nah, I don't think so. But let me know what you think. Which ones are working for you? And which ones do you think have overdone it? And make sure you subscribe, as tomorrow I'll be reacting to the actual rehearsal photos from today. And that's where we'll see if these big ideas really pay off. So hope to see you in another video soon. Bye.